Hi there! Welcome to class today. Today your teacher and I have a little surprise for you. We will be teaching the lesson together today. My name is Vanessa and I'm very excited to be your teacher's assistant for today's lesson so that you can develop your English skills a bit more. Are you ready to start? Let's start off by examining our learning objectives for today. Today we're going to start by reading a text about 3 amazing teen scientists to understand the general meaning of the text and a few interesting details. Then we are going to practice our interpretation skills by doing a few exercises about the text. Next, we are going to develop our dictionary skills to help us learn new words in English. And finally, towards the end of the lesson, we're going to develop our pronunciation and reading skills to read a text aloud and participate in a reading competition. I wonder who today's winner will be. Guess we'll just have to wait to find out. So, let's get to it then. You are going to start off by working in pairs to solve a little challenge that I have for you. I'd like you to find a partner and then work together to brainstorm 3 to 5 qualities or skills that you think a scientist should have. You have 3 minutes to do this task. Remember, you have to work in pairs and brainstorm 3 to 5 qualities or skills that a scientist should have. Okay, it's your turn to shine in English. Off you go. See you in a bit. Time's up. Please share your thoughts with your class and brainstorm your ideas on the board so that you have something to refer back to in a few minutes. What great ideas! Well done! It's always a pleasure to watch you think and to see you communicating with each other in English, even if it's only from a distance. Today, we are going to listen to a text about 3 amazing scientists who are around your age and who have already made an amazing discovery or two, as you shall soon discover. What I haven't told you is that we are going to read the text in a more original way. I'd like to invite you to listen to or read the text with me. You'll soon understand what I mean. But I do have a challenge for you as you listen to the text. Remember the qualities that you thought that a scientist should have that you wrote on the board a few minutes ago? Well, as you listen to our text today, can you please choose the qualities on the board that these 3 amazing teen scientists have? Up for the challenge? Right then, let the reading, listening fun begin.
3 amazing scientists who just happen to be teenagers. Boyan Slat has been trying to beat ocean pollution since the age of 16, after seeing more plastic than fish on a diving trip. 2 years later, he founded the Ocean Cleanup Project. Its aim is to get rid of Garbage Island, a stretch of marine debris that lies between California and Japan, by collecting floating plastic. At the same time, it allows plants and animals to flow through. Boyan has also built solar-powered barges to suck the plastic out of the rivers. If you are curious to find out where he puts all the plastic that used to float around out there, here is his answer. It is recycled and sold to pay for the entire operation. Now that's what we call scientific plastic surgery. While still in high school, 16-year-old Raquel Redshirt had a pretty hot idea. Growing up in the rural area of New Mexico, she soon got used to seeing her family and neighbours cooking outdoors over open fires as they couldn't afford to have electricity. She put her scientific mind to work and realised that there was one resource that was still freely available: sunlight. Inspired by her creative problem-solving Mexican heritage, this Wonder Woman rolled up her sleeves to gather old tyres, aluminium foil, shredded paper and dirt. The result? A cheap solar-powered oven, which won first prize at the prestigious International Science and Engineering Fair. Inspired by the book The Radioactive Boy Scout, Taylor Wilson built his very own garage lab as a child. While attending a school for gifted students, he went on to construct a nuclear reactor at the tender age of 14, making him the youngest person ever to do so. Here's how he sums up this amazing feat. "I don't think anything sets me apart from anyone else, other than the fact that I am uniquely curious." Taylor recently received a $100,000 grant to skip college and dedicate himself to his research. He says he is used to working hard to transform his scientific visions into reality, and so this is what normal life is for him. Who knows what the future holds for promising young scientists such as these?
Aren't these three teens amazing? And wasn't this a fun way to read a text in English? I guess that this means that you are ready to compare and contrast your list of qualities with a partner. I'm going to give you a few minutes to do this, and after you have finished, please be prepared to share your list with the class. Remember to speak in English so that you can develop your English skills. Your teacher has been kind enough to photocopy a copy of the text just for you. So I guess that we should say a big thank you. You'll notice that there's also a little surprise called the Engaging Dictionary. Take a look at the text. Do you notice that some words have been highlighted? These words have been highlighted so that you know that you can look up the meaning of all these words in the Engaging Dictionary. This will really help you understand the text while you learn new words that you can then use when your teacher asks you to write a composition. That's pretty cool, right? Today, I'd like to invite you to try learning more English words in this new way. Would you please start off by quickly reading the text and looking up the yellow words in the Engaging Dictionary? When you have finished, try explaining the meaning of these words to your partner. Did you know that when we read something, we just remember about 10% of what we read? But when we explain something to a partner, that number goes up to 80%. Guess that this means that it's time for you to develop your memory skills and explain these words to your partner. Right, off you go. It's your turn to learn English. We are now going to do a reading comprehension exercise about the text. Have a look at exercise 3 on page 197. This exercise challenges you to read some sentences and to decide if they are true or false, based on what you can remember about the text. If you can't remember, don't worry, because you can always reread the text to find out the right answer. Let's find out how good your memory is. It's your turn again. Off you go. Oh, you're back. That was quick. Are you ready to check your answers with a partner before we correct the exercise together? When you are ready to continue, please ask your teacher to hit the play button again. Let's find out how many answers you got right. Please compare your answers with mine. If you have any doubts, please remember to ask your teacher to clarify them for you. The next exercise challenges us to pay attention to the details in the text. So I have 6 sentences that I'd like you to complete according to the text. Remember that if there is something that you can't quite remember, you can always reread that part of the text or even the whole text if that works for you. After you have finished the exercise, remember to check your work with the partner so that you are sure that you haven't made any silly mistakes. And when you are ready, we will correct the exercise together. All you have to do is ask your teacher to press the play button, and I'll be back again. Glad to have you back. Let's check your answers together and see how many questions you got right. Please compare your answers with mine. If you have any doubts, please remember to ask your teacher to clarify them for you. You guys are doing such an amazing job today that I think that you are ready for my super challenge. Are you ready to go the extra mile and develop your critical thinking skills and your English skills at the same time? It's kind of like a learning dubbeldinga. You've got this. I have full faith in you. So, what's our super challenge today? Well, I'd like to invite you to work in pairs again and to think of at least 2 open-ended questions about the text. Remember that open-ended questions are questions that have many right answers, as long as you explain your point of view. Can you come up with 1 question that begins with why and 1 question that begins with how? Let me give you an example. Let me think of a why question. I know. Why have these 3 scientists been so successful? And now for a question that begins with how. How did the second text about Raquel Redshirt make you feel? Why do you think you felt this way? Oops, did I just cheat and make 2 questions? Are you ready to give it a go? You have 5 minutes to do this task. See you in 5. So, how did that go? Guess what? I'm going to promote you to my teaching assistants. Can you please ask the class your best question? Choose the one that you think is really good or difficult if you prefer. Remember that you are the teacher, so you get to decide if the class answers your question correctly or not. If you don't agree with your class's answers, remember to explain why their answer is wrong. Ready? Off you go, my super assistants. We are now going to work on making sure that we understand the words in the text. Exercise 5 challenges you to find a synonym for 3 words in the text. I wonder how quickly you can ace this challenge. Remember to read the whole sentence of the word in column A to make sure that you understand its context. Once you have finished, we'll check your work together. You know the drill. Let's check your answers to see how many words you got right. Please compare your answers with my PowerPoint. If you have any doubts, please remember to ask your teacher to clarify them for you. Are you ready to go the extra mile and expand your vocabulary in English? To do this, we're going to use a vocabulary graphic organizer. Have a look. As you can see, the organizer has 4 columns, and your task is to reread the text and complete each column with at least 2 words in the text. To ace this task, you need to think carefully about how you feel about the words in the text. There is no right or wrong answer. There are only your answers. Are you ready to give it a go? Now remember to keep this vocabulary graphic organizer handy when you write a text. It will really help you include some interesting words in your writing that is sure to wow your reader. In the meantime, show and explain your vocabulary graphic organizer to your partner. Remember to explain why you placed each word in each column. If your partner presents a word that you hadn't noticed, feel free to add it to your graphic organizer. Are you ready? Well then, let's learn a few new words together. You've worked really hard today, so it's time to have some fun and develop our pronunciation skills. We are going to use an excerpt of the text that we read today to hold our very first reading competition. Want to know more? Well, the aim of any competition is to find the winner. Today's winner will be the person who reads the text more fluently with the perfect intonation. But don't worry, I have a secret weapon that you can use to train so that you sound like a native English speaker. It's called the speech recognition tool. It's like a mini language lab. Here's how it works. To begin with, we are going to train how to pronounce the more difficult words in the text. Press the play button to hear a native speaker saying the word. Then, practice saying it yourself. And when you are ready, record yourself and then press the button to see if the computer can understand your pronunciation. Remember to listen to yourself saying the word so that your pronunciation gets better and better with each try. Once you have got the knack of this, we're going to move on to step 2. This step is a bit more difficult, so pay attention. This time, you have to say the word with other words so that you practice your intonation. Remember to listen carefully so that you can imitate the way the native speaker says the sentence. Remember, you can record and listen to yourself to get all the feedback you need to improve your English pronunciation. Once you ace this step, then we will be ready to hold our first reading competition. I'd like to invite your teacher to be our reading judge and to choose today's winner. To win, you need to read the whole excerpt of the text carefully without making any serious pronunciation or intonation mistakes. Are you ready to go to the language lab and have a serious pronunciation workout? Okay then, listen up and have fun. So, I'm dead curious. Who is today's winner? Can you please share your secret with us? What strategy did you use to win today's reading competition? For those of you who didn't win, don't worry. This may be the first of many reading competitions, so your lucky day may be just round the corner. Good things come to those who work hard. Time flies by when you're having fun, which means that it's time for me to love and leave you. But before we go, let's take a look at our learning objectives and recap what we did together today to improve our English. We started off today's lesson by reading a text about 3 amazing teen scientists to understand the general meaning of the text and a few details. Then we practiced our interpretation skills by doing a few exercises about the text. Next, we developed our dictionary skills to help us learn new words in English. And finally, we developed our pronunciation and reading skills by reading an excerpt of today's text aloud and participating in a reading competition. So I guess that all we have to do now is to write today's summary. Thanks for all your hard work today. It's been a pleasure to have been a part of your lesson today. I really hope that our paths will cross again soon. Who knows, next time I might come and surprise you with a story. And speaking about stories, there is only one thing left to say. Glory, glory, this is the end of today's story. Bye for now.